Alright everybody, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be doing, I guess, kind of a guide on how to get the R.P.D outfit, but also kind of like a mini Mercenaries guide. Um, I'm going to be going somewhat in-depth on this, might be a bit of a longer video, but something I would like to say before I start with this guide is that the fact that this costume even exists at all in the game as a hidden unlockable, it was not in the let me go to the extra content shop just so you can see. It is not in the extra content shop anywhere. Go to separate ways, not in the extra content shop anywhere. Right? So this costume was straight up hidden. If nobody would have known, they didn't announce this. So what I would like to suggest for everybody is maybe brainstorm some ideas of other things that you can do in this game that could possibly give other hidden unlockables, because I highly doubt this is the only hidden unlockable in the game. Just a few ideas I like to throw out there real quick. Doing every single separate ways challenge I've thought about. That's possibly one. When I say challenges, I mean right here, of course. Um, I've got 9 more to go, but I'm thinking if I do all of these, I'm just trying to think of ways that I could possibly get hidden unlockables in this game, right? Um, but anyway, that's just want to throw that out there. Let's go onto the mercenary screen here. So, in order to unlock the R.P.D costume, you do need S plus with every character on every map. Now, I got S plus plus on every character with every character on every map. I saw a lot of like confusion in the comments of videos talking about like, do I have to S plus plus? And a lot of people were saying, yeah, it must be S plus plus. That's not the case. It just has to be S plus. I unlocked them before I had every character S plus plus. But I would like to do a mini guide right now on every character, every map. So, just starting with Village, we'll go through Village first. Nothing about the characters changed, by the way. Like, but we'll get into that more. So starting off with Leon and Pinstripe Leon. Let's just hop in here real quick, and I can just kind of show you what's going on here. So, on the village map, you can look to your left right here. Did I just say left? Now look to my right. You can look to your right here. And this is the route I kind of take, right? It's always best if you get all the time emblems first. You can see there's not any over there. That's why we look back there, right? So now we know to go over here. There's a green orb right here you'll want to grab. Shotgun shells, right? So you can run this little path right here. Should be able to get this one. You can see if there's one in there. There isn't. Check and see if there's anything back there. You can go for those if you want. The mayhem mode bonuses. Grenade right here. Grab that. Or back there. You can get that later. We're gonna jump out here and just kind of scout around. Like, do you see any time emblems inside of that little barn? There can be one. I'm gonna jump down here to avoid getting grabbed because it's that big of a deal to me. Gonna run over here. So here's one. You can always catch this one just by looking up on top of the house, of course. Now there can be one inside of this house right here. I believe there's always 5 on every map. And time bonus does matter. It's a big part of your score at the end. So here we have all the time bonuses. I'm not going to play through this whole thing. I just wanted to show you there's like 5 on every map. A few tips for Leon: use this pistol a lot because melee kills are the most important in the beginning. It's going to save you the most ammo in the long run. It's killing multiple enemies at a time too. His like range of attack is crazy. If I could learn how to aim, that'd be great. Whenever a boss spawns, your shotgun plus mayhem mode is your best course of action. Your shotgun's killing every enemy you shoot for the first like 100. And if it doesn't, you can get rid of him pretty quickly, like that. His sniper is good for whenever there are bow enemies, or obviously enemies that are far away, right? His mayhem mode just makes him faster. Leon's description literally says he's a balanced character, like, he's a well-rounded character, which is the truth totally. I mean, he is one of the most well-rounded characters in the Mercenaries. I don't think he's the most well-rounded, but I think he is one of the, you know, he's a contender. But yeah, you can see his mayhem mode's pretty crazy. Helps quite a lot. We really kicked it up a notch there. Okay, I was about to say, he's not bad. But yeah, so Leon's pretty easy to learn, just his base stage. As far as Pinstripe Leon, I have a couple of complaints about Pinstripe Leon, so we'll get into that right now. So Pinstripe Leon, not only does he not have a pistol, which makes stunning pretty hard, the one gun that you're going to be using for stunning has a reticle the size of a goddamn mountain, which means you're probably going to be using more ammo trying to hit these shots, right? And this isn't, I'm not a good actor, like, this is actually me trying to hit headshots for the melee, because melee is the most important here, okay? And then, on top of giving you a bad gun, a bad stun gun, they gave you this shotgun, which, let's be fair, is not the best. This is not doing much against the Salvador himself, right? Its fire rate is slow, right? And then, this is the only good thing about him. He has this. He has this gun. This gun's good. This gun does good for bosses. If you're in mayhem mode, you're doing a lot of damage with this, right, if it's maxed out. And that's really the only good thing about Pinstripe Leon, in my opinion. Is his, what even is this? The Broken Butterfly, right? Yeah. It looks a little bit different than what I remember. I didn't buy the Broken Butterfly during my playthrough, I don't think. I think I only did Killer 7. It's really crazy, because I always buy the Broken Butterfly in the original. So yeah, I think Pinstripe Leon's pretty bad. But, I mean, you got it. General tips, just keep your combo going. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but, like, it's not that hard to keep your combo going. Especially if you have a character like these two, who, even though he's pretty bad, he still has, like, a spray weapon. If things get rough, you can pull out your, like, Broken Butterfly real quick and one-shot an enemy. Like, it's gonna be pretty hard to lose your combo. Also, make sure you stay in an opened area, but maybe also have your back to a wall, so you don't have as much, like, to worry about. You can see all the enemies coming around you. So here we got Luis. Now, I have a lot of complaints about Luis, so we're gonna talk about that right now. So, first of all, and this might sound crazy at first, but his Red 9 is too powerful. It's too powerful. Alright. More often than not, it's killing them right away. Killing the enemies right away. I mean, body shots even are killing. Body shots even are killing. It's insane. Now, why is that bad? Because melee kills give more time. You get more time for a melee kill than you do. Is it more time or is it more points? Hold on. Have I lied to myself? Either way, it just feels weird because, like, I feel like we all kind of play the game in a shoot and melee kind of style. So it's like, I don't know, and it's inconsistent. Like, sometimes, oh gosh, my cat. It's like, you don't know what to expect. You kind of have to take yourself out of the habit of shooting someone and then running right up to them, like, because you expect them to, like, be stunned. And so you can get a, like, a wide array of, or a wide area of effect with your melee attack. That's another reason why I think the like, rare stun chance is bad, because stun, like, melee is killing at least 2 enemies at a time most of the time. Also, if you have bad aim, you won't be very good at this. Right. So, and then let's talk about his other weapon, the sniper. At least this does some good damage. Like, it's somewhat quick firing. Even then, that like literally just shot her arm off, and she is fine. Like, it's not very good. It's not very good. Like, but I guess they think having dynamite makes up for it. Which, if you didn't know, you can shoot the dynamite. You can shoot the dynamite. If you're lucky, you can shoot it, right? So I just look down, bam, and then I can place another one. Look down, bam, place another one. Look down. That's not how you would want to do it, but you can. Like, no problem with doing it that way. You probably wouldn't want to, though. That's not good. Also, he has no good weapon for the bosses. Sniper is not a good weapon for the bosses. However, flash grenade, you can just stab him in the neck, you know? Get him on the ground, and then you can go from there. But Luis, actually, in my opinion, is the worst out of all the characters. He is. I have to save my cat. He's at my door hollering. But now let's move on to Krauser. So there's a lot of complaints to be said about Krauser too. I know I have a lot of complaints here. Leon's the only one that I've been saying good things about so far. So Krauser is he's all right. Once again, it's the problem with his stun weapon also being a spray weapon, because the damn, like, do you see the problem there? Right? So, however, he does like he will stun with this. The stun will work, but it brings the same besides there apparently. But it provides the same problem with the ammo conservation. It's handing out a lot of ammo, to be fair. There's not as many complaints about him as Elise. However, I will say that having this gun out and then switching to another one takes us a minute. Like, whereas you can switch from the TMP right away to the bow, like, it's like, oh, I'm shooting with the TMP, like, and then I can switch to the bow, you know, like, but the problem is, the bow has to, even if you're not aiming it, he has to, like, pull it out first and be weird about it. Like, the aiming animation, look at how long the aiming animation takes. Here's the TMP's aiming animation. Start now. Right? Now let's do the bow aiming animation. Start now. It takes a second, right? But it's strong, so it makes up for it. You just have to be careful, because you can get caught in that animation and get, like, stunned, and then all of a sudden, you know, whoop-de-doo, that's horrible for you, right? But yeah, he's switching between a kick and a knife stab with his, downward melee, or his attack while they're on their knee. Of course, I won't get the knife one now. There we go. There it is. Also, I think I just saw a stab prompt. Oh, yeah. Great segue. So his knife is infinite, and if you're holding L1 with it, if you're holding L1 and spamming the attack button, you will just fly all over the place attacking everybody. Honestly, I think this is the best way to take care of the enemies in the beginning of the match, easily. Saves ammo, doesn't damage your knife or anything. If you do it backwards, you do a cool little backflip, which is sick. Now's a good time to talk about his mayhem mode. He has combos if you just press the regular attack button, and then if you hold L2 and press the R2, it'll do that little zoom through attack that they had in the original, right? So he's pretty good. He's not, like, bad or anything. He has a pretty good starting inventory, starts with flash grenades, right, which is nice, because, once again, stun kills and melee kills are probably the way to go if you're going for ammo conservation and whatnot. And his mayhem fills up pretty quick. You can get his mayhem within, like, picking up one bubble of mayhem juice, or whatever you want to call that stuff, in the yellow orbs. I feel like there's some in here. No. Here's some. Okay, pick this up. You know, we're already in mayhem mode again. Get out of my face. What are you talking about, buddy? And then these guys, unfortunate for them, you know, can even do it twice if you're lucky. But yeah, Krauser, not the best, not horrible, doable. I just noticed him and Luis have the most trouble with getting S++ on certain maps, right? Next we have Hunk. So, okay. Hunk's reticle, not that bad. Hunk's reticle is fine because I'm hitting my shots. I'm hitting my shots with this. I'm not having to use as much ammo to stun the enemy. You know, it's not that bad. And he has an insta-kill for his melee. So that means no Plogger coming out. Now, his downward melee is not an insta-kill. If you don't shoot their leg off first. It's either a kick or a knife stab. Yes, like that. We'll get some mayhem here. There we go. But you can see he has 2 levels to his mayhem. One of them, they both give infinite ammo, but one of them just makes it last like double the amount of time, I think. You can see the stun's pretty inconsistent in this game. I will be making a video on that. I know the Actman, I believe, said something about that. I believe he was the one who said something about that. They're smart though. The AI is smart in this game. So let me charge up the mayhem all the way, and then I think this will charge it up pretty fast. Yep. Sure will. I think melee kills charge up mayhem slightly less, maybe? I'm not sure. Bam! We'll get a perfect enemy to test this on, right? So, here's the deal, right? Mayhem mode, fully charged, gives you infinite ammo, infinite spray privileges in your gun. You can just shoot it. I mean, you're killing everybody, killing everything. No consequences. The reticle doesn't get any bigger than this. You're spraying through like it's nothing. The time is just now half up. Like, you're A-okay doing this. You're not having a hard time at all. Oh, what, they're gonna turn into fog? Spray them down. What was that? Arrow guys, spray them down. You know, only problem is, once it's done, you have to reload. The Hunk for the most part is good. Spooky fingers. Alright, now let's go into... Ooh, it's time to get into the actual new, like, totally new characters, right? So, Ada Wong. Both variants. We'll go over both variants. So, earlier I said I didn't think Leon was the most well-rounded character. Ada is the one that I think beats him, alright? First off, to start off, she has a great pistol. It does a lot of damage, but also stuns. Her shotgun's powerful. Her blast crossbow is amazing, especially in mayhem mode. It gets rid of any Plaga. And she starts with the heal, which you might be saying, like, doesn't every character start with the heal? We'll get to that, right? But if you're good with the game, she's good. Obviously, I'm not, right? But you can pretty easily get an S rank with her. She also has her grapple stuff, you know, which basically just makes it to where you're teleporting throughout the map at awesome speeds. It's pretty cool, actually. The collateral, she goes through any enemy that, like, it's best to shoot at enemies that are behind other enemies. That way you can get collateral kills like that. She has a very similar mayhem mode to Leon. She does more damage whenever she's in mayhem mode. She has cool animations. And then of course her mayhem mode, boom, you're just doing more damage, you know. Let's talk about her shotgun though. So, widespread, very strong. It's killing multiple enemies at a time. Hello there. Right. And then it has a good rate of fire. I mean, you're firing off pretty fast here. Pretty good shotgun. Then lastly, her blast bow. I mean, just shoot it at the ground and watch the kills stack up. Right? Oh, and we're lucky. We got a boss coming up. We'll get our mayhem mode back and then use it on the boss. Ahí va eso. There he is. I see him. Yeah, watch this. Get up nice and personal with him and start going at him. Bam. He's dead. He is dead. You're dead. These guys were gonna die anyway. Don't get like tricked or anything. You guys were dying anyway. But you're just extra dead now. Ada is extremely good. And that's like, oh man, I think my combo's gonna run out. Like, just teleport. Just teleport. Bam. Right? Teleport. Oh. Teleport. Oh. Teleport! Right, but she's actually really good. Most well-rounded, good mobility. I think she's like the best. Alright. So, let's go back. You can see how quick we got on that too, so. This variant, slightly worse than her first variant. I don't think putting a rocket launcher in someone's inventory makes them any better. You would think Capcom would have learned from Resident Evil 5 whenever they gave Safari Chris the rocket launcher, and he is probably more underused than regular BSA Chris. Same problem applies here with the stun weapon being a automatic. Its spread is horrible. Reticle bad. Stun is inconsistent. Right. But if you're lucky and do get to hit somebody, you know, at least you can teleport. Kind of makes up for it, right? I know, I keep calling it, I feel like I'm calling it teleportation on purpose. That is teleporting. I don't care what anyone says. What's good about this Ada, though, is she has a spray weapon, which I know I usually say is bad, but Mayhem mode is actually pretty good. You know, they're taking care of enemies pretty fast with spray weapon though. Mayhem mode. She has a sniper, which is pretty good. High power Stingray. Right. He's just standing there waiting for his turn to die, I guess. And then finally she has a rocket launcher, which is killing any enemy that gets in your way. Like literally any enemy that gets in your way. There's not an enemy that isn't killing, as I will demonstrate here. As soon as I find them. I've never used a rocket launcher with Mayhem mode before. I want to right now. Let's do it. Yeah, so he's dead. He's dead. And anyone around that's gonna die too. Also keep in mind grenades are amazing in Mayhem mode. You can see that right there. I mean, that just wiped out a crowd. So yeah, both Adas are pretty good. Both Adas are A-okay. And remember, we already kind of went over the village map and its time emblem, which is 5 on every map. There's not much to keep in mind with, like, most of these maps. I have the general same advice. I'll go over each one after we get done with Wesker here. Or the other 3 that I haven't touched on. So, first of all, you'll notice Wesker's music is badass, and that is exactly why he is the best character in Mercenaries. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Alright, so listen. Wesker is not the best character in Mercenaries, but let's get this out of the way right now. I was talking about teleportation earlier. Okay, he actually teleports, you know? Like Ada, yeah, she's cool. She can kind of move around a little bit, use a little grappling hook. No. Wesker is teleporting. Even if he's right next to you, he's teleporting still. He's teleporting to you even if he's right next to you. Let's talk about his inventory. His inventory is pretty dog water, honestly. Can't believe I just said that. Never say that again. I should cut that out. Shame on me. He's got an exclusive handgun, which is cool. But that's like the only cool thing about this character, like the items. He has a lot of grenades though, if you just felt like throwing grenades out for some reason. High power Magnum, that will help, especially in Mayhem mode. Whenever you're faster and whatnot. Speaking of Mayhem mode, we'll get to that in a second. His Mayhem mode is similar to Browser's in a sense that he can get it up with like 1 or 2, get it maxed out with 1 or 2 thingies. mayhem bubbles. Now, I would like to bring attention to why I just did there. Just target enemies behind other enemies. Like, trust me. Enemies behind other enemies. I just killed 3 enemies from that, okay? His parry is, a counterattack, right? So, we'll get into why that's bad in a second, actually. Somebody grab me. I need someone to grab me. So we can talk about why he's literally amazing. Point is, he doesn't have a knife, so whenever they're turning the plug on the ground, you have to use your ammo for it, which kind of sucks. Whenever you're being grabbed, you have to spam out of it. Now's a good time to talk about the mayhem mode. Just press R2. Just look around and press R2. He just pieces them up like it's nothing. I mean, he's got problems with these guys. He doesn't like them, right? And you can tell what I love about this. And you can cancel out of a combo at any time and start a new one right before your mayhem's about to end, right? And on top of that, the music is awesome. He's just so good. Also, let me introduce you to something amazing called Flash Grenade while playing with Wesker. Let's do it again. You may notice I'm literally incapable of not teleporting. Well, if you're gonna move him out of the way, then hit me. Yeah, there you go. We'll deal with this fella right here. He's dead. I mean, right up the bottom. Alright, he's getting pieced. Alright, Wesker is extremely strong. If you can get over the hump of him not having a knife, you'll be okay. And we're just piecing again. It's just that simple. And look, you can cancel out at any time. I can just keep elbowing this guy and he will just die if I want to be a bully like that, right? I can just elbow back and forth at you guys and they will die. And then right as my combo's about to end, if you start a new combo right before your mayhem ends, it will just finish on its own. Mayhem will not take you out of the combo, right? You can also run towards enemies who you see are about to attack, and you can just counter. I mean, you can set up the counter attack. Run to Plaga and parry. Run to this guy. Run to somebody. Him. I mean, literally as soon as you see an attack animation start, just run up to them and press it. Also, grabs don't work. Watch. It's crazy how how little they're doing right now. I'm about to lose my combo because nobody wants to attack me. Okay, now I'm just going to see how long I can go without being attacked, honestly. Okay, finally, somebody did something. Alright, but Wesker, one of his main downsides is he does not start with a healing item, which means you're gonna have to find there's some laying around the map, and enemies rarely drop, like in Mercenaries, they're not dropping healing items, they're dropping ammo. Can parry Plaga once again, which is very nice. But, I mean, you're lucky if you find an herb somewhere. Luckily, on this map, there is an herb right here. And there's a red herb behind the building directly on that side of the map. But you can see how that can be a little bit of a problem. We don't care that we died there, right? But... so that basically covers all the characters. You can also just read their descriptions, you know? Like, they're not hard to understand once you play them. Castle. Not gonna go over every single time emblem on the map, but I will go over some things. Like, just know there's 5, and they can spawn. They randomly spawn between, I believe it's 3 places, right? So let's go talk about why this map is different than the rest. First of all, each map has different bosses. Some of them reuse, but like each map has its own exclusive boss. to start off, this map has catapults. Each one of these tanks that you blow up will kill a catapult enemy, right? You will want to get rid of them. They will either start a combo for you, or they will keep you from getting a combo and kill you. You can also raise the cannon. That on a grenade. You can raise the cannon. Dead. See if I can see it. Yeah. Yep. Raise the cannon. Alright. And then you can use that to your advantage. Anyone's use. Just got 5 kills, by the way, from that. The cannon does one-shot all bosses, by the way, in case you're curious. It does one-shot all bosses. It one-shots every enemy it hits. A guaranteed kill. But it has limited use. I'm not sure what the limited use is, but it has limited use. Goodbye, buddy. Alright, so it's pretty self-explanatory. The rest of the... Do keep in mind, different plagas spawn on this map. Type 2 plagas spawn on this map. Or the little chompy bitey things. However, you do have a lot of these tanks laying around to help you get some kills if times get spooky, or if you get if you're getting jumped, right? And of course, I believe on this map, we'll be on students. Alright, so yeah, that's basically castle. Island. So Island has probably the most annoying boss. The Gatling gun enemy, or what they replaced the JJ with, right? So once again, emblems spawn in basically the same spot, same 3 spots usually. I will say, I'm pretty positive if you see one emblem, like, so let's say on this run, like this one right here spawn next to the door, and then there's one inside of that building, right? If you see this one right here, you can guarantee there's one inside of that building, and vice versa. Like, they all have a rotation, or like a set pattern that they go in together, right? Another thing to keep in mind that's very useful, is first of all, the red tanks are pretty good on this map. There's a lot. They're pretty easily accessible, right? Plenty of them. Most important thing to keep in mind on this map is this. Has limited use. Has limited use. Also, the Type 3 Plaga run around on this map. Yeah, it's done. I used it all up, right? So you can save that for bosses. That will sure as hell kill a boss. I think all there is brute and Gatling gun dudes on this map. And then on Castle, there's just Garradors and armored Garradors, and then the Red Zealots, right? Docks. Docks, it doesn't have any, like, special uses. I mean, red barrels are everywhere once again. They're pretty frequently seen on this map. I would like to make a note that there is always a first aid spray back here. Keep that in mind. Alright, because this map is not very... Some maps are very forgiving with the healing items they hand out, like Castle hands out a lot of healing items. Island and Docks do not. Alright, so now you should have 2 first aid sprays, right? You should always just run over there first. Also, I'm not playing these how I would play these regularly. You should not ever just start killing without picking up any kind of moves. I'm just, like, kind of telling y'all what you need to do. Giving tips, not actually, like, playing the thing. Because I've already done this, you know. But this map lays out a lot of items, but the enemies do not drop very many healing items. So it's good to keep all that in mind. On this map, you will be fighting, I believe, armored Garradors, a brute, 2 hell chainsaws, and no, 3 hell chainsaws, yeah. Or the mad chainsaw guy from, you know, the demo, of course, they kept him. This map is the hardest, or it's contending for hardest next to Island, because Island's pretty damn annoying. Island and Docks were the one keeping me from getting S++ on there was a point where I had every character done, S++ on every map except for Luis and Krauser, and they both needed to be done on docks and islands, and that was really annoying. I was dreading that because I had tried it multiple times. During my Krauser one, like, an enemy got glitched in the wall on island. Like, it was literally not my fault, which it kept me. I had like so much time on the clock, and if I would have just killed that enemy, I would have easily gotten S++, but I couldn't kill the enemy, and I didn't want to wait there for 10 minutes because there was like no point. So I just killed myself with a grenade. But that stuff does unfortunately happen sometimes, which isn't unlikely, but they do happen, right? So always expect the unexpected. The map also has no Vistadors. I'm staying alive through here so I can show you all the mad chainsaw guy. He's gonna come out of one of these elevators, either over there, or over here. Seeming like he's probably coming from over here, maybe? I'd be careful though, he can sneak up on you. He's real quiet. You might not know he's here until he's like right there, yeah. So, how to deal with him, right? You have a knife. You have a knife, you have a shotgun, he has a head. You know, that simple. That simple, he's dead. I didn't even go mayhem mode for that, I didn't need to. I just used my flash grenade and dealt with him that way, right? But yeah, that's gonna be like the mini guide. I'm sure at some point I'll go more in depth if I feel like I need to. But that was the Resident Evil 4 remake, kind of how to get R.P.D costume and a little bit of a mini guide for the Mercenaries. Each character, each map. Didn't go too crazy in depth with it, but I hope you found that at least somewhat helpful. And I hope you guys enjoyed. And as always, if you did, hit that like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Peace.